right, boys, we are back, and year 5 is over with our Washington Capitals, and oh my goodness gracious, exact same thing as last year. President's Trophy win, first round exit, and I think we lost the Montreal Canadiens last year as well, so holy crap, I don't know what the hell is going on. Our team just flopped completely 2 years in a row, alright? So we got to go into the offseason already, and I think major changes need to happen. It's going to be a big offseason this year. We got to re-sign Alexander Ovechkin, Erik Johnson. He's saying that's a good performance. You've got to be shitting me. That was a horrible performance by our team in that freaking playoff round. Guys like Louis Eriksson, Mike Ribeiro, you guys have got to go, all right? Clearly, we can win a President's Trophy with this team, but, I mean, 2 years in a row, first-round exit, I'm not down with that, man. That's crap. I mean, the future is still looking bright for the Washington Capitals because Josh Morrissey and Mathieu Lalonde are still young. We still have some young prospect defensemen like that thrower guy. He was 4-star. He's coming up. Norbert Klein, obviously. But Jesus, I wanted something, man. The first round exit completely embarrassing. So we just finished year 5. I remember I had seen some people thinking that the GM series is over. No, we're gonna do 6 years no matter what, and then the option for the 7th and 8th year if you guys want it. All right, but we're doing 6 years no matter what, because again, you guys. The complaint before the other GMs were it's easy to build a team in 5 years because you never have to worry about that impending salary cap that eventually comes around. So in this one, I want to have to deal with the Erik Johnson and the Alexander Ovechkin. I'm not even going to do the scout. Let's just get to the freaking offseason, man. Horrible, absolutely horrible. And I can't put my finger on it. It wasn't the first line. Like, I've seen some people saying that Alexander Ovechkin didn't produce. He did produce. He had 6 assists in the 7 games, and I'm sure he had 1 or 2 goals. I think he had at least 2 goals. So he was a point-a-game player. Same thing with Morrissey, and I assume Backstrom was. It was no depth goal scoring, and it was shady goaltending as well. I mean, Norbert Klein, he had a few good games, but he also had some he couldn't just shut out the first and second period. We always fell behind in the game, and we couldn't come back from it. You know what I mean? And our second line did not do anything. Third line, same thing, but the second line needed to do a lot more. Mathieu Lalonde, Eriksson, and Ribeiro, I don't think they had a single goal. Either one of them, all right? Grossman had more goals. Gardner had more goals. And your Stanley Cup champions are the Ottawa Senators, all right? I'll check out the playoff tree. We'll check out the awards. We'll do all that good stuff. We'll check out the retirements. I really want to get into the re-sign stage, though, in this video because draft day is not going to be a big draft day because we don't have a first, a second. We don't have any draft picks this year. I've loaded up draft picks again for next year. I think we have 2, maybe even 3. No, it's only 2. I think it's Pittsburgh and ours, yeah. So salary cap, blah, blah, blah. Let's see who Ottawa faced in the final. Edmonton apparently didn't win that Stanley Cup. You never know. They might have won it with Hartikainen, but they gave him up. Let's see what happened. Let's see if they went to at least the 3rd round. All right, so retirements. Let's see what's happening. Let's see if the Sedin's retired on Edmonton. No, so Edmonton still has Sedin for another year. That's good for them. Maybe, what's his name? Shinkaruk jumps up now. Now they do have a filthy top 6, Alexei Ponikarovsky went back to Toronto. He retired with the team that drafted him. And we didn't lose anybody. Okay, so that's good. Didn't expect us to lose anyone anyways. Roberto Luongo finally retires in Vancouver. So Corey Schneider is now finally the man, 6 years in. Okay, so there's the retirements. No, we don't have to play the prospect game. Cole Medano. Looks like it's Mike's son. No, I don't need to do that. All right, so we're at the draft of year 5. So we will check the playoff tree, the awards, all that good stuff. Hang on a sec. Stats. Playoff tree. All right, let's see. Okay, so it was an all-Canadian final. What did I say about the Edmonton Oilers? They had a good enough team to go far this year. So they had a great year. They made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, In my opinion, anytime you make it to the 3rd round, doesn't matter what happened, it's a successful year. You're top 4 out of 30 teams, right? You really can't ask for more than that. Western Conference looked like that. Edmonton, Detroit, LA, Columbus were the final 4. LA, Edmonton, that's a cool final. I like that final. And it was like 3 out of the last 4 teams were Canadian teams. So, at least the Montreal Canadiens, the team that beat us, it wasn't a fluke. They went on to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in 7. Jesus, they beat us in 7. They beat Toronto in 7, and then they lost to Ottawa in 7. So, and they were a team that could play. They could really just stretch out those games and win those elimination games. They even almost won that game against wait, what am I talking about? Why did I say 5? Oh, no, that's the, I was thinking that was the score of Game 7. No, that's the ranking. Never mind. All right, so there you go, the Ottawa Senators. And I think I said that their team was pretty good as well because they had like Spezza and Hossa, and they had somebody else. We'll just go check out their team. Hang on one second. I know you guys always like to see stuff like that, so I'll try to make a habit of doing it some more. But Ottawa, I remember they had Hossa. He might have retired by now, but I remember they had some good forwards on that team. Hang on, I already passed it. Come on, there you go. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Gaborik, Karlsson, Spezza. Thomas Vanek was the other one. That's the one. He kind of got a little bit worse because he's getting older. But they actually did have some pretty good forwards on this team. Gaborik, Spezza, Michalek, Vanek, Turris. All right, it's not too bad. And defensively, they had Karlsson. Yeah, they didn't really have many defensemen. And Robin Lehner, I suppose. Yeah, 87 overall. Yeah, so they had a decent team to get there. Still, compared to them to our team, I mean, Jesus, but them to breaks. All right, so we just done that. What else? Awards, yes. And I know what you guys want to see. Did Josh Morrissey win that Norris Trophy? I'd imagine so. The game is not smart enough to distinguish where he played. It's just his position. So Stanley Cup, the Ottawa Senators, all right? We're 2 years removed now from that Stanley Cup, so we've been forgotten now. President's Trophy, I mean, that's nice, but a first-round exit, it just completely erases that President's Trophy. Clarence S. Campbell, Edmonton, Prince of Wales, Ottawa. Look at that. 2 Canadian teams the last 2 years from the East. Art Ross, Josh Morrissey won the Art Ross Trophy. Hell yeah, son. Hart Memorial, Pekka Rinne. James Norris, Josh Morrissey. Yeah, you guys were right. He won the best defenseman in the NHL. They got to fix that. Lady Byng, Nathan McKinnon, Calder Memorial, Mathieu Lalonde. All right, so Lalonde was the best rookie of the year. We knew that was going to happen. Colin Smythe went to the captain, Jason Spezza. Vezina Trophy, Pekka Rinne, William M. Jennings, Norbert Klein. There you go. Very nice. Bill Masterton, Luke Shen, 2 years in a row. Frank J. Selke, Jonathan Taves. Yeah, that makes sense. Ted Lindsay, Pekka Rinne, and Maurice Richard, Jordan Eberle. All right, so there you go. So Josh Morrissey took home the Art Ross, which is a huge award. He didn't win the MVP, though, but that's okay. What else do I want to do? Yeah, we can check the scouting. Hang on, just to see if there's any. I know you guys want to see it, and let's see if there's any. What's it called? Franchise players out there. Andy Trevisan. Yeah, Trevisan. Looks like a pretty good player. 6'5", right wing, 4.5 star. But again, I'm not moving up in the draft. I don't need to trade away crazy players here. And goalies, no. Usually the only 5-star players I ever see are goalies, but nothing so far. All right, so there you go. So we're not going to be making any trades. Let's check out our contracts and just do some math with the Ovechkin contract. See if we have to make any moves before we go. So Norbert Klein, all right, he's still at 6.5 for 1 more year. He's going to want a big increase next year, but he deserves it, all right? He single-handedly won us that President's Trophy this year. You guys can say that maybe he didn't do the greatest in round 1, but we didn't get that timely goal scoring. We didn't get that early first-period goals. We were always trailing, so I'm not going to blame Norbert Klein. He's only 24 years old. He still has a good 10 years in him as being an elite goalie, so he's our man. Dansk is still a great backup for us, all right? Then all these other guys we don't really have to worry about. Okay. Defensively, let's see. Josh Morrissey is 88 overall. Yeah, he's gotten pretty good now. All right, look at his shot. 94, 99, 99, 99. Passing, 99. Puck control, 99. Offensive awareness, 88. So, I mean, he's still going to be getting better for the next 4 years. So, just wait until his poise gets up to, like, mid-80s. Offensive awareness gets up to, like, mid-90s. All right? And you know what? He can even play pretty good defensively. Like, look at that defensive category, defensive awareness. So, he helps out that first line tremendously. And he's a very fast skater as well. So, this guy is a perfect... he is our... prospect forward of the future. You know what I mean? I know he's listed as a defenseman, but how can you argue with 88 points on the first line? More assists than goals as well. So he's definitely helping out Ovechkin and Backstrom. Karlsson is 87. I just want to see these guys. I have him for another 1. I have Karlsson for another 1 year, and he's going to want a lot, all right? And then Alzner and Gardner for another... Yeah, we still have those guys for a while. Oh, excuse me. All right, Eric Johnson's got to be re-signed, but he's dropped down to 86, so he's not going to want 5.80. Well, he may ask for that, but I'm going to be able to get, like, him for maybe 5 mil, all right? Yeah, I wouldn't say more than 5 mil, maybe even less if I got lucky. Grossman, thrower, all right, so thrower's finally starting to get a little bit better. One more year and he's going to be NHL ready, but still 74 overall, that's what I'm talking about. We don't need him right now anyways. We have a young core, defensive core anyways. I mean, our top four, nobody's over the age of 30, right? And defensemen can play till they're 35, so we're fine for defense. And Bystrom is still getting better, but throwers are one defensive prospect. Right wingers, all right, so you see Zibanejad, he's definitely becoming a, I sent him long-term at 1.45. That might have not been a good idea. He is kind of becoming the same thing as Johansson, but thing is, we need third and fourth liners, and he's not bad. If just that defensive awareness just got a little bit better. Again, though, he's not bad to have on the third or fourth line, but maybe we might be able to trade this guy just to dump that 1.45. Yeah, I might want to trade Zibanejad this year. Because if he continues to get worse, a time's going to come where you can't trade him away. And even though it's only 1.45, I mean, you could get a rookie who's on his minor league contract to do the same thing that Zibanejad is doing, okay? So Zibanejad is a tradable asset. I'll remember that. Alexander Ovechkin, we got to re-sign this year. He's going to want more than 9.5. Guarantee you that. All right, Louis Eriksson, 85 overall. We're going to trade Louis Eriksson at the draft right here. Okay, Harkinainen, we got to re-sign this guy again. Okay, so that's another little bit. Travis Moen, we don't have to worry about. Stephenson, all these guys we don't have to worry about. Okay, salary cap-wise. Backstrom is still 90 overall, but I have a new sense of trust or responsibility in Nicklas Backstrom. I like how he kills penalties. And again, that first line was filthy this year. He proved to me that he is a point-a-game player if you put the right pieces in the puzzle around him, and he was plus 50. All right, and he killed penalties. So, and he got 2 shorthanded goals, right? So he's definitely a player that I want to go into the future with. He's only 29. You have at least another 5 years with him, all right? Lalonde jumped up to 84. Okay, so again, this guy is slowly but surely getting better. His wrist shot power is now 99 overall. His offensive awareness is still going to get better, all right? But he's only 20 years old. That's my whole point. He's still slowly getting better. And I think Morrissey and Lalonde are going to be wingmates of the future. You know what I mean? Ribeiro, he's 82. He didn't retire just yet, but can't trade him away because we only signed him to 1 year, so we don't have to worry about him. Carlson, this guy's getting better. He's still worth the 1.82 overall. That's great for the third line, all right? Defensive awareness is 97, so this guy's great for a penalty killer as well. Want to hold on to him. Scheifele, he's turning into the same thing. Like, he'd be getting better if we were giving him the time, but we're just not giving him, like... If I was on a rebuilding team and I didn't mind have losing seasons, I'd be putting him on the second or first line and just getting him points, right? Or putting him on the first line in the AHL. But because he's playing on the third line, that's the reason. He's turning into a legitimate third liner, you know what I mean? So Scheifele and Zibanejad, might have to think about those guys. Nordstrom, all right, we don't have to worry about him. Sutter, Domi is 71 overall now. JBR is 71, so another 2 years for these guys. Looks like they're going to be like 24, 25 by the time they're NHL ready. Same thing with all these guys down here. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, so when it comes down to it, who do we need to sign this year? We need to re-sign. Hang on. Let me just... well, I'll just get the important guys. It's got to be Ovechkin, Johnson, Harkinainen, and these guys don't need to be re-signed. Yeah, so it's just these three. So let me overstate. We have $41 million of salary cap available. I'm going to say Ovechkin, 12 mil, Johnson, 7 mil, just to be sure, right? 7 mil, so that's 19. And Harkinainen, we should be able to re-sign these guys no problem, but I still do think I want to get rid of Louis Eriksson. Yeah, so let's go into the draft here. Let me just see what the first overall guy, if they want to give up their draft pick, because I do have some pieces of the puzzle I want to trade away, and it's Philadelphia, all right? So let's just see if they want to trade away that draft pick. Hang on. If they don't, I'm not going to go crazy for it. I'm just thinking that if we can give up a guy like Louis Eriksson for a first overall pick, no, they don't want to give it up, so I'm not even going to try. Let's see if there's any, like the second overall pick or the third overall pick. You know what? No. I don't need to trade Louis Eriksson right now. We're going to have enough salary to re-sign Alexander Ovechkin anyways. Okay, no, I don't need to do this stuff right now. Can do this, we can make those trades in free agency, okay? Let's get everyone re-signed first, see who's available in free agency. The only reason you make trades right there is if you need to salary cap dump to make sure to re-sign players, or if you want to pick up a draft pick in that draft, right? I don't want either or. I can sign Johnson, Hartkinen, and Ovechkin right now. We're gonna have plenty of room. Don't worry. That's why we already unloaded Braden Holtby and a lot of guys like our Travis Moen, all these other guys whose salary cap is up anyways. We don't need to re-sign these guys until free agency anyways. All right, so we'll be fine.